right here, I'm going back into the archives. All right, this is a drill to teach how to unload, you know, let's go back again here. Just a little drill on a sled where you're punching. You know how you want to punch with your fists and all this, that, and the other? You teach all this shit, whatever. But here's a 7-man sled, and they're punching out with their fist. If you want to isolate little, now I gotta get this time code, I gotta find stuff on here. You know, say, I used to isolate every little thing. This is this, this is this, this is this. Believe me, it's a waste of time. Believe me, maybe with a 3rd grader you could do it. You know, we take it 1-step progression, 2-step progression, 3-step. It's a lot of bullshit. Believe me, you waste a lot of time. Teach it once or twice that way, then put the whole thing together. We waste too much time with drills that aren't relative to actually blocking the guy live, or 3/4 speed, or whatever. And then you coach off that. No, you were too high, you got to teach them the basics, but don't send them through the damn bags and shoots 10 minutes a day. That's a lot of bullshit, believe me. All right? But this, again, is a drill to teach a punch, all right? Any questions on it, okay? All right, let me go a little further here, and I'll see if my time code works here. All right, now, let's go to the old days where I used to teach a drive block, all right? Watch the 2nd man in, all right? We call this a lunge or an uncoil. Like those sumo guys, see number 64? He's just coming off the ball, right? That's the way we used to teach a drive block, just blowing off the ball. And then our foot would come with us. The problem is the defensive guy moves and you miss him. It's okay if you're zone blocking. It's okay if you're double teaming. It's not a bad idea at times, all right? Is there any questions on just teaching the lunge? Watch the 2nd guy in. He's exploding off both knees, both feet. He's uncoiling. He's not bringing his feet with him. Okay? Any questions on that, all right? All right, watch again, 64, 2nd man in. All right? Any questions on that right there, okay? Now you put it all together. See him uncoil? See 64 uncoil? Then the feet come. He's not stepping. He's lunging first. That's the way to get movement. You want movement? You say, Jim, I don't like your drop step. Jim, stick your drop step up your ass. All right, here's a way to do it right here. Watch the 2nd guy in. You want to come off the ball? You want to uncoil? You teach him how to do this. Any questions on this? Okay? All right, against a linebacker. Boom, this is where we used to just come off the football, okay? Any questions on that? Thing on the sled, we're teaching a forearm. This is just a forearm blow. You know how you want to teach it on the Crowther machine? Whatever. We put the off arm up because that brings the shoulder with us. That gets your hips into it. We throw the off arm a lot, all right? So there's an example of just throwing the flipper or the forearm, okay? Any questions on that? Watch a double team, all right? Okay, here it is. Watch the center, on the right. See this guy right here? He's using the lunge block, the uncoil. Watch the left guard double down on the nose. I don't teach this anymore. He's using a crossover step. Well, watch what I used to do. And maybe it works. I don't know. I don't do it anymore. He's double teaming this guy, so he steps with this foot first because that's the step that you foot, same shoulder, right? Just an idea, just a thought. This would be like the left guard and the center double teaming, the left guard and the center double teaming. Or this might be the left guard and left tackle. Look at the timing. Watch this guy uncoil. Watch him unload off the ball. The foot comes late. He lunges. Any questions on that? Watch the left guard block down on the nose. Watch the timing. It works, right?
Coach, why don't you teach it?
I don't know why I don't teach it, because I think what we do is that if this guy were to move abruptly over your face, or we're more concerned about picking up a linebacker that's scraping, we more drop and stay square and come back upfield. We take a timing step on everything, and it seems if this guy was going to double team, and we would step with that foot first and just get it on the ground. Most of our double teams, though, he takes a little step with that foot and hits with that foot because he's got to run through. So I take a little step with that foot so we get our asses together. I think maybe if I taught the center to lunge block, I might go back and do it this way. I don't know why I don't do it anymore. I used to cross over on everything. I I think when I pick this foot up and put it down and bring that one, it's probably the same thing. I'm on a tightrope here, I think. I'm on a little bit of a tightrope. I think when I just pick this foot up and down a little bit and do this, it's the same concept. You might waste a half a step. Am I losing anybody? I don't mean to lose you. I'm just showing you shit that I've done, and here it is, all right? Things to think about. Now, who would ever think they step with the opposite foot on a double team? I don't know, but maybe you all know how to do it. I'm just showing you, this is some stuff from the archives. All right? Maybe it'll give me an idea. Okay? Well, like I say, we had a lot narrower bases then, because somebody told me you had to have a narrow base. They're full of shit, but I did it. All right, here we go. Watch the left guard now. Just like this, a game situation, right? The left guard. Now, you guys, I know you're watching the whole goddamn play, right? You want the play. Watch the play, watch the left guard, right? I still can't control you. Watch the goddamn play, right? You write everything down you see. Say, boy, look at that play. Oh, God, look what I learned at this play. I'm not even going to tell you what we call this play. All right, watch the left guard. See him uncoil? Boom. The foot follows late. The foot does not really step. That's the way to get movement. That's the way to surge off the ball. Boom, whatever that's called. That's Brian Guidos. All right, he was a 300-pound guy, a big ass. He could uncoil off the ball, and that's the way to get movement, if that's what you want. If the guy moves, you're going to miss him. Believe me, you will miss him, all right? But if you got some double team help or whatever, maybe on the goal line, that's the best place to use it, all right? Lunge block, if I lost anybody. Okay, let's go to the next one. We're just trying to get your minds to think a little bit here, all right? Let's watch the left tackle. One of the greatest guys to ever play football, right here. He's coming off the ball. So McNally used to know how to teach him how to come off the ball. Believe me, I did, all right? I don't do it anymore, all right? Watch the left guard duck into the block. See him kind of duck demeanor? See him kind of waddle? Gather? But the left tackle's uncoiling, okay? All right? Left tackle now took a little bit of a step here for whatever reason, all right? But he's stepping forward. Good leverage, good form, whatever that's called. Tremendous player. The best, ever. Watch him here. Watch the left tackle. Left tackle. The up knee went down. He uncoiled. But the guy on him didn't slant, right? He didn't move. He didn't juke him. He had help from the guard. This is Leonard Marshall now, who at one time was a great player. Watch the displacement Munoz gets with a lunge block. Watch him whip the arms. See that? You say you shouldn't whip your arms. That's bullshit. Whip those arms back. It all times up. Somebody said that flipper shit ain't worth a shit. That forearm stuff, watch the center, deliver a forearm blow. Watch the flipper, the forearm. Watch the surge, the surface. Stronger than using that. That's where you teach the forearm blow. Forearm blow, okay? With me? I want to call it a quick wall block. Watch the center. He's trying to twist him with his right arm. He's trying to hook him. When you hook a guy, watch the center. Unless the guy slants hard, you don't have to have your helmet front side, all right? What I'm saying is, you don't always have to have the head position over here to get the guy hooked. You hook the guy with your hips. You hook him with your hips, all right? Now, if the guy slanted, it wouldn't work, right? But what I'm saying is, sometimes you give the guy the illusion that your helmet's almost backside, that gets the hips through. Now, he doesn't get them hooked, but watch what he does. He finishes them. The key to football is finishing the blocks. You don't have to know shit about coaching, but if you can teach your guys how to finish the block, and the best way to finish the block is cut them. Knock them right off their pins. All right? Cut them. Cut them on pass pro. Knock them down. They don't want to get knocked down. Boy, they say these linemen stay on their feet. Who gives a shit if they stay on their feet, right? When you finish the block, cut them down, they'll fall down like a tree, all right? Watch it. Or watch the left tackle, all right? Now the tight end's helping him, but watch how he turns him with the outside lockout. See the outside arm lockout? He's turning him with his hips. Not necessarily the best block when you're running right up the middle, but if you're running wide or off tackle and you're not going to cut back, this quick wall block is a devastating thing. You just tell him to hook the guy, you tell him to uncoil and lunge and use that strong right forearm or fist. It's a little drop step and a crossover. Okay, watch the backside guard, the left guard. I'm not necessarily advocating this right here. You put your butt in the hole sometimes, but watch him lock out the inside arm. That's against Randy White. Somebody played a long time ago. You say this block don't work anymore. Bullshit. Scramble block. Get your backside, forearm. He puts his kneecap 3 inches above the 5 pad, and boom, 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 boom. Stay off your knees. Get your body going upfield. If he beats you across your face, leg whip him. You understand what I mean? This guy flows a little. No, I'm serious. You don't have him hooked. Go back on him. Reverse body him. You'll crawl right up their legs. Everybody get the picture? I'm going to go to reach this guy. Scramble him. He works a little bit. Roll up his legs with your butt. Very effective block, like on a sweep, if you know you're not going to. Your tackles can use this block. Why don't I teach it to everybody? I don't know. I'm stupid. Can only teach so many stuff, right? Here it is. Scramble block. This just happens to be a nose guard that we knew was not going to slam or anything, all right? Watch where the ball's going. To the left. Watch what the center does. Puts his head on the wrong side. Right? Some bitch going to take this home and try it. He's going to be crazy enough that I learned in the clinic. Look at it. Well, Jim, how do you teach it? Hell if I know. Watch him. Huh? He dropped his right foot a little bit. He took his left forearm, put it through the far knee, leg whipped him. He ass blocked him. Worked. Watch the right tackle. Now, this is a two-gapping team, right? A team that's reading your head, right? Plus, we give them a little dive fake in here, right? It all fits in, right? False key him. Misdirect him. Center again. Dive. Running the trap up the middle, but we run some plays where we block down and pull a tackle, run an outside play. Like the tackle blocks, tight end blocks down, we pull a tackle. Well, the tight tackle thinks we're trying to pin him, or the defensive end. We run a trap. This is a false B block, or T block, we call it. Watch it again. We're going to run a trap up the middle, but this guy, give him the illusion that we're running some sort of because we've run some wide sweeps. Hell, he don't know. Footwork isn't great here. We put our head across in front and twist him back out. Makes the trap work at times. Block, I teach crossover step. Watch the left tackle. When we be zone blocking, we cross over to get to the next level. Somebody told me it's the fastest way to get there, with the most power. I think you're on a tightrope a little bit, but he's area blocking with the left guard, and he crosses over. The foot kind of wanders. If I were to do it today, I'd say get it on the ground. Get it on the ground. Don't let it wander. But he created some movement. Why? Because he's Munoz. Don't matter what foot he steps with, for Christ's sakes. But I taught a crossover step. Because somebody told me that when that foot gets on the ground, you got to thrust off the second step. I don't know. Maybe it works. You're looking at it. Watch a down block. All right, we're blocking down. All right, he blocks down on this guy, right? Now, I've been studying a lot of down blocks. There ain't a coach in the world can come out of down block. Every goddamn coach in the world knows how to do it, because everybody's asking me. And I said, I don't know either. We block down, we miss the son of a bitch. We put our head across, he comes over here. We come here, oh Christ, how do I block down? Fuck, I don't know, hold it. So here's what I've determined. You can stop more penetration by stepping sideways, then up, all right, than you can just coming down on that angle. Okay? Now, I'm not saying when you put your head way in front, okay? That's another story. So you're better off either putting your head way in front all the time and always leg whipping them, or go sideways and upfield. Because when you just go down like that, you can't cover as much ground as when you step over. You understand what I'm saying? Now, he didn't really step over, but I guess the point I'm making, he kind of studied the guy at first. He kind of read him. He wasn't in a hurry to block down so hard that he misses him. So I think the better down blocks are when the tackle comes down maybe a little bit under control, okay, if that makes sense to you. Left tackle here. He's also kind of locking out that left arm. But he's under control. I got a drill. I'm going to drill forever. We're going down the line. This guy's kind of going down the line to his inside. He's got three guys. He can go down the line inside or outside, all right? The guy on him attacks him, knocks his hands down, does whatever he wants to him, all right? So this is a drill. I think drills suck, you know, because drills just take up time. But, you got to have them, because line coaches like drills, so that's why I have them, all right? But, I mean, once you teach these guys this, they don't forget it, all right? All right, now, here's a drill, all right? Knocks his hands down, all right? What does the guy got to do? Well, he's got to recover. He's got to get his hands back inside. Or he fakes at him and pulls his hands back. But how do you train it? Well, here's a drill where a guy's got to do three things. He goes, this guy did this to him, okay? And then, boom, they got body control, center of gravity, don't lean, right? Get your hands up, no waste. Do I lean? All right, don't lean, punch out, but have your weight back a little. All right, see him knock his hands down. You got to learn right there to get back on your center of gravity. There ain't no fancy coaching points. Get your hands back inside. Hey, you better learn what that feeling is right now to get your head back, get your feet up underneath you, spread your feet, work your hands back inside, train them to feel that. But until you make them feel this in a drill, they aren't going to know how to do it, right? Train it. Make them do it. A little better here. All right, there's Munoz. Pull the hand away. We train him a lot out of counter, do a lot of countering, put the hands back, but he sees it, he spots it. He sees the guy doing this to him. See him right there? He didn't lean, he didn't get over whatever. He puts one hand on. We train this. We tell him how to use both hands. But here he's using a strong inside hand, let's say. See him counter with the outside hand. The guy's trying to slap the outside hand, so he's trying to knock it off and hit him in the chest. But here's a drill that you can do this. Now he's working to his outside. Those other drills he was working to his inside. Boom. Okay, so there's a drill. Now when you want to stop the gap penetration, right? Watch what he does with that inside foot. He just kind of pivots on it. He might pick it up and put it down. I think the most natural way is to pick it up and put it down or pivot. But he doesn't take a lead step. He doesn't step because then you're on a tightrope, right? Question. Head across the bow, leg whip him. The old cross-shoulder reverse, whatever you want to call that. We're kind of double teaming. Used to teach them to kind of counter with the outside arm. Just to, kind of fool around drill in training camp. We're trying to get them to hit something with their, he's countering it like an outside grab or just an outside punch. Kind of, say, a right tackle, and somebody goes to grab his outside arm. We're trying to work really like a karate chop on the outside, when the guy swats your shoulder. He has to kind of split vision it. All right, now here is, we run a lot of combination blocks, even with a guy in motion, all right? So visualize a zone block between a tackle and a tight end, all right? But here comes a man in motion. All right, so pretend like there's a tight end over here, all right, and here's a guard. It's a 3 technique, all right? So here's an eagle, all right? All right, so the guard's got this guy, and the tackle and the tight end got these 2 guys, right? There's a tight end here and a tackle, all right? But here comes the man in motion. So the tackle works with the man in motion. He takes a drop step, he puts one hand out. See the hand? That stops the penetration or that allows these 2 guys to work together. He loses ground, so if he steps here, he splits them. If he goes straight ahead, he gets picked. Everybody get the idea now? Whether it's an off-tackle play or a wide, this would be more on our off-tackle stuff, right over here where we kind of stretch the defense. Any questions? I let my players coach themselves. They all do little drills on their own. I don't have a whole bunch of them together, right? They learn more. But what I'm saying, you see the center and he's got to block an offset nose guard, he's got to lose ground. That's the only way you'll cover him up. If you tried to reach like that, he'll be right. You have to lose ground to get on an angle. Should have a ball. My best drill, but I have a guy on defense attack him, right? So I make him work laterally, like pass pro, move his hands, go backwards. He'll go backwards eventually. Boom. See the base? And he'll come forward with the base. When they come forward, I don't want them to cross in front of themselves, right? So when they actually do step forward, all right, when they step forward, I don't want this foot to cross in front of them, all right? He crossed a little bit, but when they get real good at it, they can go from forward to backwards with the base, all right? All the time keeping the base, keeping the feet on the ground. Wide base. There it is. That's the way I want a guy to go out and block a linebacker with a wide base, all right? That's the way I want to block a down line. You're bent over, but you're always into this demeanor, this attitude. The knees are bent. You're arching the back. It's called that duck. This is what we call drive blocking this guy right here, right? So if this guy, that's his middle point right there. There's a little bit outside the middle, right? If we want to run block this guy and drive block, we pick this foot and pick it up and put it down. We try to take this foot and put it right inside of that foot and get it on the ground. This is our drive block, our punch and grab. We like the aiming point to be right about there, 2 inches past the midpoint, and I'm doing what I hate, 2 inches past the midpoint. That's a lot of bullshit, you know? Sounds good in the clinic, right? All right, the point I'm saying is, when this foot hits the ground right here, that should make the head where you want it, okay? As long as this foot drops slightly, right? So if you've got an outside aiming point and this guy moves, I don't want you to keep fading to the outside aiming point because your foot will fade. Get the foot on the ground where the guy originally lined up. If you're going to drive block, you want to block him, right? You want to drive block him, right? You don't want to shrink the hole. You don't want your butt in the hole, right? But you want to cover him up. You want to get over here, right? You want to give him the illusion that you're putting your helmet a little bit on the outside because you don't want to be way in the hole, all right? So you pick this foot up slightly and put it down, all right? You pick that foot up and put it on the ground. Then contact is made somewhere there, all right? What I'm saying is, if this guy moves a little bit, your head doesn't have to continue to fade to keep the outside position. Your head may end up inside, because mostly on these blocks, you don't want to get beat inside. That doesn't mean you want to turn your butt in the hole. And on these blocks, I learned this a little bit from Paul Alexander, our tight end coach, that if you've got a drive block, you want inside arm lock. When I say inside arm lock, that as I'm driving, this arm locks out and is a little bit stronger. Now that doesn't mean you throw the guy out, but you're always ready for the guy to kind of come back underneath you. Does that make sense to you? All right, let's watch him. See the second step? Get the foot on the ground though. All right, there's the timing. See the arms whip? You say, Jim, how do you teach a drive block? You're looking at it right here. But look, there it is. Get the second step on the ground. All right, what if the guy moves a little bit? All right, well, his helmet might have stayed a little more in the middle. All right, I mean, but you see, I don't care now that the head does not follow. Watch his base. See, he's been trained constantly to keep the base. Now you'll notice I told him, your head's got to move just a little bit, Joe. Well, there it is. See the second step on the ground? Timing. Timing. You get more pancakes from this type of stuff than you do from the old, remember I showed you the lunge block? But on the lunge block, if the guy kind of works out like that on you, I miss him. I'm constricted. I'm uncomfortable. I have to do a lot of different coaching points. When you lose a little ground, your timing is such that you get into the finish most of the times by the time the ball carrier gets to the line of scrimmage. So they said, boy, you take that drop step, you can't hit anybody. That's a lot of bullshit too. You can actually create as much movement losing a little ground because you lower your center of gravity. See your center of gravity lower, lower, you get your hips underneath yourself. But here's a pretty good job of maintaining at least a midpoint head position. Right now, what if you put the foot to the crotch? You have to drop step a little farther, get it on the ground. Now, foot to crotch means I can use my forearm, because my head's over here, right? Or I can push with my hands. Now this would be an ideal point, and again, Bruce Coslett from the Jets, we've incorporated another little play here where we're going to start the ball inside and bounce it out. This would be a point where I can put my head a little wider, put the foot to the crotch, and then use outside arm lockout. Are you with me? Outside arm lockout. You're not seeing it here, but I'm giving the defense the illusion the ball's going inside, then we take it outside, and now the tackle could be strong, and then lock that outside arm out. All my point is showing you foot to crotch now. Foot to crotch. But what do you notice as he's driving? He's thinking about the base. About blocking down? Probably, if you don't know what to do, do this. Step sideways, then upfield, directly upfield. You'll cover more ground than you would if you turned like that. Okay? If he loops, you can come back and recover on it. So this is the way we double team down, and I'm not so sure that on the majority of my down blocks, even if he's here, I'm not going to do it like that. Get the feet on the ground, right? Forearm, shoulder, pump the off arm, body control. This is the way Buffalo blocks down. They run a lot of counters. They take away the inside with 1/3 of their body, and they take a side step. All right, now, I'm the right tackle. I'm double teaming with my tight end, okay, for a guy here. I'm fading here, I don't know why. All right, now watch the tackle take a little side step. Watch him get all of them with his feet. See him get all of them? To me, this is the best way to double team when you have to block a run through, all right? And I want to give this guy the illusion that my head's going inside a little bit. A lot of times when I step in, he goes with me, and I can twist him. I can turn him. I can bring him to me. This tight end blocks down. We're double teaming this guy to that guy right there. Any questions now? You see how he gets all of them? You understand what I mean by getting all of them? His foot's on the ground. He's looking at this guy. He uses the forearm because he wants to free up his head in this hand for body control and balance. So you say, how do you double team? This is our postman right here. Because most of the time our postmans, you know, this guard might be blocking down, or maybe this guard's pulling, and we've got to pick up a run through. Would do on a nose guard, whether he's head up or not. This is the same the right guard would do on an eagle tackle. This is the nose guard. That's a back linebacker, right? If this back linebacker runs over the top, I put my head across. You're working with a guy next to you. There's a guy coming in motion. There might be a tight end here, right? There's a guy there. That's me, all right? Get behind him. Get behind him and put that hand on him, but don't come back off him. Keep pushing on that plane. See, Joe comes off me too soon. Keep pushing on that. Put your helmet, put your hand right there, and push right through me. All right? Why? This helps your buddy. If he slants, you can feel. That's why I'm saying we never look at the down lineman. We only look at the linebacker, but we feel the down lineman with our hand. We feel the down lineman with our hand. Any questions why we do not look at the down lineman? What's that do? He does this a little better. See him push through that guy? Stay on your angle till you get to the depth of the backer. That's what all this one to two-handed reach stuff is. This guy's blocking him, we're blocking him. If he goes fast, we double him. That's better. Stay on the course. But you got to lose ground. See this guy lose ground? If he steps like that, he'll split us. If he steps like that, he'll split. You have to lose ground to stop any penetration from the next guy. Head across. He kind of pivots, drops the foot, throws the wrist, and leg whips him. This is the best way to block down to stop penetration. Head across, throw the wrist, leg whip. This is the 49ers. This is where they bitch at everybody for doing this. Keep doing it. Leg whip. They'll fight. This is a poster. This is pass pro, right? He moves his inside foot. He doesn't move it up. He don't move it back. He just moves it over. Now, if he moves it pretty hard, and his shoulders move a little bit, he thinks he's going. A lot of times you'll see him take a bigger move, and they hold the weight in the middle because they're not sure what the guy's going to do. Then they'll bring that foot back. He took a bigger post. Now, see him post? Where's his weight? His weight's in the middle. So that's why he can drag the left foot back. See him drag it back? If you put too much weight on that foot, then you've got to push off that foot and push. What I'm saying is, as long as you've got balance, right? That's what, see, his upper body starts, and that pulls his legs back. Now, if for some reason he kicked, and the guy went in, here I might post him. I might move that foot because he's tight enough to me. But let's say he didn't. Say the guy's out here, and he kicks that foot. Since he didn't lean, you see he doesn't lean? His weight's right in here. He brings that foot back. Because his weight is centered. That's why you can drag it back. Because your upper body brings it back. Boy, he really kicked here. This guy's takes a good kick step. This guy has got long enough legs that he can deny the outside of the guy with his legs and take away the inside guy with his body. So here's a 5 technique slanting in. Why can he move that foot back? Because he's not leaning on it. You can't do this with a stance where you're way up on your toes. He's in a flat-footed stance, but he's got knee bend. See his off arm? How do you get your stance? How do we get the stance? Right here. See this arm here? It's up the pass block. I don't know why people put the hands back here like this. I don't know that. This is how we put the hands. Squares the shoulders. See the guy, this guy's trying to grab him so this guy can twist around. Fight opposite the grab. Spin. You go the other way. You see it. Practice it. If you see shit like this that happens to you, here. We practice this. He's playing a guy that's going to slap his hands down. He pulls the hands back. Timing. Grab. Drive block. How do you do it? Right there. You stick your face in, like you're not supposed to say, okay, which everybody does. Pull your neck, open your eyes, punch, and grab. Don't push the hands out like this. I see this taught sometimes, I don't know why. It's a rotation of the elbows. You kind of hit with your knuckles, and you grab. And you can either be strong with your inside arm on the lockout or your outside arm. The stronger you are on your outside arm will give you more of a hook block to your outside if you want to steer that way. The more you work with the inside arm, you don't necessarily turn the guy out, but you are overprotective of the guy coming back underneath you. So we would use an outside punch and grab or an inside punch and grab. A drive block. Which arm are you strongest with as you're locking and finishing, pushing, whatever? Guy doing it. He's taking a drop step. Now, people tell me, they still tell me, high school coaches say, Jim, when I take the drop step, my guys stand straight up and they push him back into the quarterback. Well, when you take your drop step, you still go forward, you're just losing a little ground. You still have leverage. Your hips still sink. See him get the second step on the ground, second step on the ground. Timing. He can grab a little bit there. He's kind of punching. He can grab the cloth. See him roll his hips? See him get the feet on the ground? Punch and grab. Punch and grab. If the guy moves a little bit, you don't have to keep your head out here like I said before. The back will run right out. Maybe he'll run in there. Maybe he'll run out there. See the timing? Better timing. You lose a little ground to keep your shoulders on this angle, so when he moves a little bit, you block. If you step right at him and he moves, you'll never cover him up. I'm talking about, let's say you ran a wider play, all right? And you're zone blocking. You want to put your hands now because you don't want to stick your head in. You're running a zone block on an outside play. Guard and tackle, all right? So drop step, foot to crotch, hand to chest, outside arm through the outside armpit. Foot goes to the crotch, you knock the shoulder back. Now, if your buddy was coming with you like a guard, stay on the track. If you got him alone, you can lock out the outside arm and hook it. Foot to crotch. Knock him back with your hands. Separation. This is separation right here. Watch it. Whether you push me away from you, if you're strong enough, pass pro, and you can push me away, you don't have to back up. Don't keep backing up into the quarterback's face. I see some people don't back up at all. If the guy pushes you back, then you push yourself away from him. Keep separation. Drill. I just made it up here. Push, pull, grab him, grab by the neck. You know, you're kind of working with each other. He's trying to kind of keep his head back, and he's trying to keep arm's distance away. That's what he's trying. He's trying not to get mired into the block, right? On pass pro. Going here, he's not putting a lot of weight on it. When the guy goes back, he can move it back. Watch this guy here. Oh, this is Anthony here. Fastest way to move. Watch him move his inside. Watch this guy here. Tilt. See the tilt? He's leaning. He was used to leaning, all right? So you got a wide rusher, but you don't want to lean. So we hold the weight way inside. We call this the Scrafford tilt because this is Scrafford. So you know how those tackles will go out there and get beat because they lean out? You actually overcompensate and hold your weight inside. Again. See it? Get separation. Don't back up if you don't have to, but get to the lockout. We call ring around the goalpost. All right, now watch how this guy's punching. He's leaning a little too much. He's going forward. You know, the guy, he gets swung, right down this. But you see how he's punching with his hands? That's the best way to punch on pass pro. See how his hands are opened up right there. The best way to do on pass pro is to be a counter puncher. Wait till the defensive guy kind of makes a move, get your hands up, and then he moves or gives you something, and hit it and grab it just like this. Instead of the old, you remember how we always used to teach to punch like pass pro, whether it was your fist or your open hand. When you do the open hand, see my elbows lock out. When I'm here, I'm stronger. They can't knock my hands down as well. You can hold and grab, which everybody does. You got more dexterity doing this here than you do like this. So I've changed all my punching to this type of a strike, right? Don't wind up so much and all, but here's a pretty good look at. Now here's a good one. Same thing here. See it? You can grab. Right there. See the hands inside? See the elbow? Your elbows aren't out. Okay, here, but grab it. No, this is good. No wasted motion. You see how, like, when he hits, his hands only come back about 2 or 3 inches. Boom. There it is. How many guys drop their hands after they hit the guy? So you have to train them to keep the hands up for a long time. Just like the demeanor drill to keep the base forever, boom, 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 boom. Give them drills to keep their hands up for a long time. In a game, if you don't, they'll drop them. Ring around the goalpost. Right guard. See him grab the guy? High school, college, or pro. Keep your hands inside and hold them. Oh, but we don't hold. That's a lot of bullshit. If you don't hold, you're going to get beat. Hold them. Hold with your hands inside. Teach holding. Believe me, everybody else does it. Now here he could get us, but see him grab, he's grabbing cloth right there. Now I don't think you should, if you got to pick up a stunt, you can't hold him forever. You got to realize when this guy goes, you don't hold him as much as when he's right into you. I like double teams. I can't say we at the Bengals are in double teams as much as I like him as much, and I'm trying to convince the other guys to get it. You know how you see these teams, the nose guards are offset a little bit? You see the noses here, and you know when you run over here, you got to scoop these guys, and you can't get him, or the nose beats you and all this shit. I like double teaming this guy. I like pass blocking him, double teaming this guy, and kicking him out, like the old power game, right? So when I get my 2 double teams, I can stop the nose guard. I got creases to run here, or maybe I cut it back. Now you can only do this well versus teams that play a backer force or a soft outside backer. But here's an example of this guy should kick, you know, go up and out a little more. Here's an example of a play we would call duo. You get some angles on people, right? You with me? You're about getting angles on people rather than letting the center block the nose and get flattened out and always have to zone everything. See this eagle defense on just our off tackle play. Watch Munoz here get behind the guy. Okay? He's got a one hand out. He's looking at the linebacker. If the linebacker flows, he'll double that guy. He'll go to 2 hands, which will create movement, all right? When would we use this kind of blocking? We would use this kind of blocking on, say, the play that starts in and maybe bounces out, or maybe just our off tackle play. If we ran a hard slant out here, we wouldn't do that, though. On a hard slant, he might pull and get behind him and go like that. But anything that's over into here or gives him the illusion in here, this is what he'll do. You get the picture? See him get behind the tight end? All right, tight end should put his head more down the middle, but don't vacate so much because we want movement. But again, this is just no. Look, if we ran a wide sweep, if we ran our 19 play, and we said, team you come off. Now I go behind you. See him pull behind and push on him. Push him off if you have to. But I tell them, don't push them from the side. The biggest problem these guys say, you get in here and you push them off. If you can't push them from behind, don't push them at all. That's on the wider play, right? The wider play, if I lost anybody, I do the same with all linemen, except the center, because the center can't get that deep because he's got to snap the ball. This might be the left guard working with the left tackle on our outside play. He actually pulls. He's looking at the linebacker. His course and his hands will feel the down line. That's different than that first thing we showed, though, right? The first thing was tighter, right? Now, remember I said don't push him from the side. Watch it. He can't push him, so don't block. Don't do that. Don't block him. On your third step, if you can't push him from behind, don't push him off the line. Tackle for the eagle tackle and the far backer. Just like we did earlier. Remember with the tackle and the tight end that I showed? This guy takes a little gap step. Then he goes back and gets all of them. It times the block up better. This gives him the illusion his head's going inside. He gets all of them. See him get all of them? He's looking at this guy. If he runs underneath, he blocks him. If he goes over the top, he puts his head out here and knocks Munoz off. Watch the guard put his head across. Doubling a 3 to the far back. Now, the only time I would let this guy step with his foot is if he got a little wider, that this little jab step was uncomfortable for him, all right? It times everything up. It's all timing. You generally need to take 2 steps to get your timing. Don't ask me why. I don't fucking know. I just know it works. If I just fired out and hit the guy as hard as I can, it would be all disruptive. The timing isn't as good as when I take the little side step, drop step, pop step, Peter step, whatever you want to call that thing. It's all timing. Now hopefully he fades with me a little bit and helps the play. But if this guy got out here a little bit, now I'd step right at him and get all of them, but still with my head inside. Because that little step, I can't reach him. The other thing we do is if this guy goes to split us, we butt block him. We put our butt to him. All the time. Don't hold me to it, but you're always looking for something versus... You're looking for something versus the defense that puts a guy here and a guy here. So this is this bare defense, you know what I mean? Now let's pretend we've only got one back in the backfield, all right? So they moved that other guy out. You know, they only got one middle linebacker because the other guy we moved out of there. Any questions what I'm talking about now, right? We've taken the Buddy Ryan defense and moved one of those backers out of there because we've only got one back, all right? Now, he blocks the man on him, but put your head inside and go block him. Take this guy to block him. So go ahead and put your drop step, put your head inside, because he might blitz anyway, and go block him. He'll probably go with you. If he doesn't, pull the center around tight to get him. All right? That means he can reach him, and we pull the off guard to cut the nose. All right? Now, we might be able to slip him through. 3-man slip. A lot of times we can't. This guy's wide. So we just scramble him, we reach him, and we pull the center tight around, because a lot of times this guy will still be there after he leaves. Pull the tackle and run the ball over there. This is also pretty good if you start the ball down in here and jump it out into there. We're trying to slip this left guard off for the middle backer. Everybody understand what I'm talking about here? When this guy turns out and you turn out like you get flattened out. When this back kicks him out, he creates a big collision in the backfield. If you're going to block this guy with somebody else than these guys, you're better off blocking him from up close. Or going to hook him. But to get a guy, the guy that's got a better angle on him is the guard of the tackle always, on that number 4 guy. He leg whipped him. Now here's an example of the double team. Watch the left tackle and the tight end. Double team for the Mike. Kick out the Sam. This would be 35 power. I like double teaming for the mic better than I do all the way back. Watch the left tackle. Watch the tight end. Watch the guard kind of skate around. Just a play. Two-gap team, read your head. Watch the left tackle, put his head. Watch where the tight end puts his head. Watch the left tackle. Watch the nose guard. If you got a reading team, we call this collapsed eye. They collapse it. Big fucking hole. I love to swear. Center and the left tackle. Watch the center. Watch the left tackle. Watch the center. Left tackle. To us, all right? So it's easy for the tackle. But it's a wide handoff. It's the slant play, the veer, the slash, whatever you call it. And if the tackle can hook him, you can just let him scramble. And then the back can rub to the next level. This is a good play to use against these teams that use a bear defense, an eagle defense. Now, if this tackle can't block him, the back blocks it. But since it's a wide handoff, we don't care about penetration. When you toss it, it shows a little sooner. See the guy widen? See the back take a drop step so we get an angle? Got to have some field to run to. Now the back blocked him alone. Tackle should cut him, really. It's too slow. Watch the tackle here, almost avoid him. Watch the ball go underneath him. Straight ahead defense. When we try to run our splits are too tight here, by the way. I did a shitty job coaching. I was so fucking mesmerized during the season that I almost let my guys get shoe to shoe. We all felt more comfortable, closer to everybody. We just had a very guilty, bad feeling, so we wanted to get as many friends as we could. But anyway, when you run the off-tackle play like you're supposed to with a roll, a belly a little bit, the whole defense stretches, and you can cut back or cut up or do whatever you want to do, all right? But against New England, they go, they just, what they call two-get, just charge like a bitch, and they do a great job doing it, all right? So if you just ran the straight off-tackle play here, you're probably not going to like the length of your dick against these guys. They're going to stone you. They're going to stand you up. They don't follow your head. They just boom. You know, they don't move with you and create lanes, all right? So the best thing against New England is hit the ball up here a little faster. You know, don't roll it as much. Hit it a little faster and then jump it out into here, right? Because these guys will bite, and this outside backer widens most of the time. Watch it. See that play? So now that I know a little more about this play, I can take my left tackle and give the defensive guy the illusion we're running in here, right? And now do what with my outside arm? Lock the outside arm up, right? You with me? If I wanted to just run my normal play, he'd lock the inside arm up. But picture us locking the outside. Watch this backer run. Watch this guy. He don't know where the ball's going. He's just trying to knock the shit out of the guard. See this hole? So it's better to run 27 or that other play against New England than it is to run the normal roll play. It takes too slow to get there. Doesn't make them bite as much, converge in here where you can jump it out there. But I'm I'm just trying to show you the example how when you bait them in here, they could use the outside lock. Like we saw the Jets guy use. Lost anybody? You can go put the crotch now, right? See it? Left tackle's doing a good job of what? Get the foot on the ground, right? Just a rookie. See the head? I don't give a shit. Remember a perfect block right here. Donnell Johnson. I love it. Nobody's ever heard of this guy. All right, now, the guy moves, so he's got his head inside. I don't care, because we're trying to run up in here. But now if I call this other play where we make it look the same and go out here, I'll do the same. This foot will go a little farther, but now this arm will lock out, and I'll steer with that arm. I'm going to have the left guard do the same thing. That so much is still going to try to kill him. Look at the hole out there. Got to break an arm tackle, right? But see, my left tackle's doing this because that's what I'm telling him. He's stronger with his inside arm, see it? A big back now, you know, back with a little surge, going to make some yards in there. That's where the hole is against this team. The team that just boom. They don't move. They just stone you. Now, you wouldn't get as good a play if you just went out here, because they'd see it. This backer's got a lot of force at times, right? They play a lot of, whether it's one coverage or fill inside backer force, but the outside backer skates a lot. That we put in a long time ago. This is a team that plays an eagle defense, right? This is the reduction. There's two tight ends. This guy's not blitzing. This guy's blitzing. He's already got his hand down. Can you see it? We know this guy's got contained, all right? So we start the ball over here, but we know there's a big hole back here, all right? So we give the defense the illusion we're going to run over here, but we cut it back because we know if we pass block this guy, we'll bring him upfield. So this is a back. This is a predetermined cutback, knowing we think this guy might get a little nosy, a little more nosy than he's supposed to. Now this guy takes him and runs him because he's got the flat. You should see doing this now. You could still do the same thing, double team him. He'll roll out of it. Pull a guard. He'll run like hell. But we know it's a cutback, so we're letting him kind of go like that, like zone blocking, and then come back and bluff him. See the guard come back and kind of, no. Watch the center, turn him. Center is twisting him right away. You find the soft spot, and this is how I find these plays. Not it's big and genius, but I'm watching another team play this team, and I stop the film right there. I say, where's the biggest hole? How the hell can we get to it? Watch the left guard, twist him out. Watch the center, twist him out. We use their momentum to take them the way they want to go, because we know the ball. Watch the left tackle. He knows where the ball is going. Big hole. Run in to find out what this is. Herm, where are these guys from? What school is this? Huh? Herman?
North Carolina.
Eddie Williamson? All right, now they're teaching a mirror drill. And this, I like this. They're keeping the hands up and they're kind of mirroring, but this is a drill to kind of teach the feet to slide. And I'm serious, it's kind of teaching discipline. And, you know, the feet are dragging and sliding and whatever. Whatever did it, somebody used it because a lot of people, I don't know if this does it. Everybody in the goddamn country does this shit. I don't know what the fuck it does. You got to bounce this fucking ball on a guy. Jesus Christ. Like they work hours on this fucking ball. The guy across you don't throw a ball at you. He throws a goddamn... Big Daddy ain't going to throw us a goddamn ball. He's throwing that big head of his on us. But, no, this is a good friend of mine that teaches this. So now they sit in a goddamn chair and do it. Well, one of you stupid bastards will take this back. Fingertip control, I don't know what it teaches. It probably teaches something, I'm serious. Now, watch this. We are going to pick the son of a bitch up and throw it. We're going to pop this baby. Now this isn't bad. Center's got to snap the ball. You might get hit in the head with the ball, so you're going to get his hands up. It's a fucking drill, right? You want a drill? Here it is. But this guy's, I learned all my original pass blocking from this guy, Jerry Wamfer. I mean that sincerely. But he's trying to get them to make their arms heavy so that when you don't use the sandbags, your arms will stay up and you can punch like hell. It keeps you lower with a lot of knee bend. A lot of people train the punch with, heavy sandbags. I put weights in their gloves one time. They threw the gloves away. Put sand in these blocking. But this is a drill that some people use to create a strong punch. But the only reason I don't like it so much, see how it comes way back into your chest? I don't like the hands coming way back in. So whatever you'd have to do to just, like a 3-inch punch. So maybe you don't make the bags quite so heavy. But goddamn if I know what this one is. They're knocking their hands down with these little bags. But they're trying to have them keep the hands up. Anything to get the hands up. You don't want to get hit in the face with that bag, so you better put your hands up. This is, the guy's hiding. I'm sure it's got something to do with that you got to move and see somebody that's a blitzer or something like that. But here's the drill. And then you stop and talk to the guy and whatever. Look, there's a drill. There he is. Go block him. Right, probably got 30 minutes, you got to figure out what to do with it. His 5 minutes, he does this. A bull in the ring, and the coach is giving a command. I think he's either calling the guy's number or right, left. Makes you kind of jump around and react, and I think he's just kind of introducing it. You got to get your punch and, close quarter drill and react and get the hands up. Makes you keep the hands up. It's a drill by the world champ. I'm sure fucking world champions are doing this drill right here. You gotta, he pops that bag, then pops that one, you gotta hit that one, and kind of simulates a little bit of pass pro. It's a drill. Now this is Notre Dame teaching separation. Perfect coach. Now what he does, he keeps their back so erect so they don't stick their head in, which is a good idea. In our league, if you stood straight up like that, they bull you a little bit. So I think it might be a little better just to roll your shoulders ahead a little bit further. Just roll your shoulder a little bit. But they do a terrific job there of keeping their head out, keeping the back straight, not a lot of wasted motion. They're working on separation. If you stick your hands way out here, they knock them down. You need to bring them back just a little bit. But this is a drill to teach to keep the head out of there, keep separation, just a punch. Again, a bull rusher would put his head right in your chest, so there are times you can't stay this high, of course. But they do a terrific job of keeping their head out on pass pro. Again, another drill. And now I don't know what this guy's doing. He's hopping up and he's trying to grab him. And when he grabs him, the guy's going to punch him, which is a pretty good little deal. But they've taken this mirror drill and taken it to kind of a grab after. On these cones, he's trying to get around the cones to score a point. They call this mirror dodge. You're not supposed to cross your feet and keep your head out, keep separation, slide the feet. A good lateral drill. This guy's trying to get in here and score a point. It's a lot of fun if you widen the cones and put two guys over here, put two guys on defense. How they run into each other, and you kind of switch off stunts. Okay? Now, they're about 5 yards ahead of the cone. This guy's trying to dodge him and come around. His rules are you can't bull rush him. So the guy's got to mirror him, keep his hands up, stay in front. When you don't know what to do, put this drill in because it uses up time and they get tired. And it is a good drill. Teaches them to keep the hands up, keep the head out of there, don't lean. This drill was invented by Dan Radakovich, Bad Rad, who now teaches up in a small college up in Pittsburgh, and he was a tremendous, well, he still is a great coach. But he was the first guy to keep the head out of there, and he really arched the back, and hard to see, but I think so he won't go forward and lean. They're doing the same mirror drill with ropes tied behind the guy. See him right there? He can't lean his upper body. So maybe this is a good teaching thing to teach the guy to sit back and not lean and bite on the moves. They still got the cones, they still got the mirror drill, but he's on an isogeny rope. Whatever. You learn how to hit this sled. One man hit it, and do all the things you got to do on this sled here. Best teaching device there is as far as teaching a guy how to block. That's the old Prowler machine. But there's an art on how to strike a blow, because most guys take that forearm and cross it in front of yourself. Remember how we were showing earlier how to deliver a forearm blow? Then you put it all together and you drive it and all that stuff. Off arm, get his hips into it. There's an art on how to teach the blow. You don't put the shoulder in. It's all flipper. It's forearm. You put the shoulder in, it mires. You can't see. You don't have any hip strength because your shoulder is mired and your hips are down. Or your hips are up. And you're trying to figure out how to block this defense. You know, 3 guys up the middle. You come back and you tell your head coach you found a new play. He'll think you're a goddamn genius. Watch this guy blow up field here. Watch just a dive, and he cuts it all the way back. You know, the flow gets these guys moving. They got 2 split ends really here. You could have a tight end here. They're all running like hell. This son of a bitch is going upfield a mile a minute. It's a play. Tackle trap. If you don't have to pull a guard, and what I'm saying is that he pulls, he's got to cut him off. So if you pull a tackle, we like to trap a 3 technique, so we give him a little head fake. We like to trap the 3. He thinks we're hooking him. Here's a tackle trap. Much better. Okay, here's a team that, you know, they got kind of a guy on your inside eye and whatever. Give them the illusion of a wide play over here. There's a tackle trap. Like a dive. You need some angles. It's one of those eagle defenses. We got the back offset. We want to get some movement on this guy rather than block back and pull the guard. So if you want to get movement on this guy, then he's got to block him. So he traps. Watch the left guard block. He dropped the foot. He timed up better. Right tackle kind of nodded him, gave a little head fake, little pass pro. There'd be a 14 Tommy. Tommy is the way we call a tackle trap. We just call 14 trap or tom. It's a guard trap. We might have called 14 trap here, and the guard was covered, and we said check it to whatever, because we knew that we wanted to create some movement on the nose. Backdoor cut. See the hole back here? This is the ISO, right? The ISO draw, the lead draw, whatever you want to call it. What I've found from looking at film is when the teams double the nose and double them, they create a big pile. When the guy kind of comes sideways like a pass, and if he crosses my face, I turn him back out. But when you just plain double team, you create a big hole, because when the lead back goes through, there's no place to run. The other thing I found, the lead back's better off putting his head inside, because this guy closes it with the wrong arm a lot, and the lead back, you'll see a number of cases. So if we think we're going to get the backdoor cut that week, we're going to tell the center to put his helmet on the backside number. Because this guy's going to get a little nosy, so rather than just pinning him, we're going to let him flow and watch the center. He didn't quite get it there, but... Put the head inside. See this New England team? Where do you think the ball should go? All the way outside. There's no place to run. You just two-gap the shit out of you. See the nose guard? Don't stop him. You see how they stop him? Create a big pile. See this guy here? We'd be better off taking this guy over in front of him and going this way or turning him, but we try to double him. For some reason, we doubled him. That just creates a big pile. Backdoor cut here. Only the left guard shouldn't turn him that hard, because he'll push him right into the play. But the big holes are to the back door. Last year. Watch the backdoor cut. Watch the right tackle's technique. He gives him the illusion he's kind of widening him, and he goes to a rip. Watch the right tackle. Here's where we tell the center to put his head backside. Look at it. Back, put his head inside here. Back door again. Got an extra guy. So we're going to make the tackle take two now. The right tackle. One time, we didn't double a three technique and lead him through here. We put him on him and let these two block him. I think down deep that's probably the best way to do it. Because when you try to double a three technique, you just create a big pile. Now here's the best way to block draws. See this guy here? Don't stop him. See the right guard? See him set out? He goes in. Don't get back in front of him and stop him. He'll recover. Let him penetrate. Make a hole.
Jim, what about releasing the tight end on that sandbag?
Yeah, we could take the tight end inside, bring him back. We could take an outside. They make a you-me call. Correct. We double the nose. Who the fuck knows why? Somebody told me Jerry Ball would, goddamn, you know, you just pick us up and throw him in the backfield. So shit, we double teamed him. So here we didn't pass block. We actually double teamed it. Now here's Dallas. Back puts his head inside. Total stalemate by the right tackle. See the stalemate? Take it outside. Buffalo released the tight end inside. We would say, you go block. They didn't double the three. This is the shit that I'm into now a little bit, right now. This is, well, you can run these plays, it doesn't matter, but this play is a play that because you're seeing offset nose guards, all right? And you want to get an angle on the nose. On the backside, you got these eagle defenses, and you're having to scoop them all the time. Well, I want to double team on the nose, so now I can single block him and block back on him, which this left tackle makes a mistake. Block down, all right? Now I need to double team and I need to kick out, all right? So this is a better play versus these teams where the outside backers play soft. Are you with me? I don't even know if you see it in high school or whatever. Backer force. You know, like to be a safety coming up. It's not as good when the outside backer closes or the strong safety's up, like a cover 3, a sky force, all right? So we got two double teams, all right? And this back just runs this gap, right? We run right at him. If he sucks up, we run out. We bring a guy across in motion to kick out. It's better running to the bubble, all right? Now, if you ran it over here to this side, we double team him and we pull the off guard. You'll see it as we progress, all right? This is what we call duo, double teams. See the hole? Because you got angles blocking that. Watch the right guard in the center. Watch the four bodies, the center, the right guard, the right tackle, and the tight end. Now watch the angles you get on the backside because you block it like the Dallas draw. There might be a cut. What I'm saying to you, on the backside, you don't have to be worried about, does somebody have to cut him off? Do you have to zone block this thing? Because you're creating angles, and they can block them alone, all right? Well, when the back runs inside, if he bites, the ball jumps out. The wide receiver's got to block the force, the defensive back. Remember I said it wasn't as good when they're in a sky coverage or cover 3. Watch the tight end. He's basically shoulder to shoulder. In fact, this last one I think was an excellent one by Tony McGee. Watch the tight end. See him step over and up? The tight end step over and up. So they're not blocking against each other. You'll see when our tight end, I don't know if we have many to our left, but when he comes to his left and he blocks down like this, he splits us. But when he steps over and up, we're better. Now this tight end doesn't have to come off and pin this guy. He can overblock him. You know, he can push him by the hole. Now the backer bit inside. Ball went outside. There's a hole. Watch the tight end here. I like it like that. Back at any sense, he fucking wouldn't run in, you know, there's a big hole outside. Keep your eyes open. Watch the right guard and the center, though. They're not blocking against each other. Watch the center. Watch what he does. See him turn his ass? Turn your tail to the driver when you feel like you're getting split. Ass block him. He sees his motion, but the nose never moves over. Watch the double team between the center and the right guard. They're not pushing against each other. Now the middle backer moved over a little bit. This backer that they're doubling for moved over a little bit. So what? There's still a hole. We got angles. There's sometimes, we're pulling the guard here, don't worry about pulling there. There's sometimes you want to double team a guy, and you can't do it anymore because, you know, everybody's got to block the defensive backs and the force. Watch Richard Dent. Put him right on his ass. In a different way. This is Dallas double teaming that guy and running an outside play. But they're not blocking down, they're kind of reaching because it's an outside play. But watch the double team on that guy. About the run through, the guard can block him because you put that guy in a bind with a wide handoff. But see the double team on the end? Now somebody's got to block the force. But we're so tied into he blocks him, he blocks him, he blocks the force. Fuck it, go double team somebody sometime. There's holes. 2-on-1 is better than 1-on-1. With the outside dive. The outside dive puts that guy in a bind. I like it with the inside, but if we ran the inside play, right, the inside play, we double back, double to him, kick out, right? If you ran the outside play, you might get all of them and come off and go wide, then you don't have to double down. I kind of lost you guys there, I'm sure, but maybe you get the gist. Double team. So I showed this a year ago, all right? Now, they're running it to the guard bubble, but they're getting a kick out and a lead back. Back or force, soft. Watch the movement. Two double teams. Just watch. Hold. Now, I would pass block this backside, right? More pass block. But you got your two double teams on the nose and the 5. You got a soft outside backer. They've even got a lead back going through the hole. They can pick up the backer or the safety. There's a hole. Now the guy runs through. You know how my technique is, I take a little step. Now he's wide, I might take a step here, but he's my guy. Right tackle. Look at the hole up the middle. They blitzed. I don't know why the back ran wide like that. We'd hit it a little faster. We call it a B gap play. We run it right in here hard. Double team, double team. Pass block, bring them upfield. You might have a big cutback. There it is. Now the tackle came off. All right, now, here we go. We're going to bring the guy in motion. The outside backer, by game plan, isn't widening. You know, he's closing. Now, this is another team running some of this stuff. We'd still run over into here, but then bounce it outside. Block down, pull the tackle, pull the guard. Because the guard will get picked. See it? Picture the play now. Remember the play? We want to double team. We want to double team and kick out. But the outside backer is tight. So call this play. See the tight end block down? See the guy in motion go by him. It fits well within the scheme, right? Now he widened a little bit. Now the duo would be okay, right? I mean, you know, where these two got him and they go down, but so what? They called this play, they ran it. He got an angle on, or a half-assed angle, right? Lines up there, right? This guy just lined up there, and he didn't line up. Boom, angle, pull the tackle, pull the guard. Got angles, right? So that play where you let the guy get by him or block down on him fits in the play where he kicks out and they take the two double teams, right? This is a different play now, but it all looks the same initially. Now, if I lost anybody. This is about the only team New England made any yards at all against the Jets defense. You run it over, it's a tackle bubble for some reason, all right? Well, what the best thing to do is always run the play to the guard bubble, right? Where you can get your double teams, right? Like if you had two tight ends. But let's say you just called it and ran it. Here goes the guy in motion. Now we turn it into a power. Are you with me? Now these two guys work together for a force man, where your normal rule would be what? He'd block down, he'd kick out. That would be fine if he stayed wide. A lot of times these guys are tight. So now we still double, but now we block him back and pull the guard up in the hole, all right? Because we're going to release the tight end now, he'll kick out. If we didn't release the tight end, we could block him down, double team, kick out, and we'd still block back. We'd still block back, back, back. The reason we have to pull the old guard is that we think we need to release the tight end now, or these two guys, because we got a force guy out here. You understand? When it's a reduction, most of the time there's a strong force. Right there up on the line, all right? Are you with me? Different from this defense, where the backer's already in the force and the safety's soft back here, right? You can crack him, right? When it's a reduction, a tackle bubble, since this guy's coming, the force is already up there. So if we tried to run the duo play and he blocks down, the safety'd be up there. So we want to go ahead and put somebody on the safety. Now against some defenses, I'm going to recommend our coaches, if this guy's wide, we could still do this and still kick him out. Then we wouldn't have to pull the guard. I talked kind of fast there, but now watch the double team. Now we turned it into like this play. All right. Now let's say this is the guy that kicks out. He doesn't always have to be in motion. All right? There's a tackle bubble. He blocked the guy on him. He blocked the force. They still double team. We pulled the old guard. The point is, it's a tackle bubble. So now we're going to pull the off guard. We've taken a double team play and turned it into an old guard pulling. That's the way they learn it. All right, take a look at this. Here comes the guy in motion, right? We want to get our two, it's a reduction. There's a force man out here now. This guy can come in motion and block him, he block him. We didn't know how to do this very well. This guy's going too far. When he's this wide, just block him. This guy can go up in the hole and block the force. But the old guard's got him now, right? If we didn't change the play, he'd block him, we'd still double team, but we could block everybody back, right? Since we pull the old guard, we can release somebody. See this guy out here? We just didn't time it up very good. Do you understand how we coordinate the play? Duo goes to power versus a tackle bubble. See the defensive back out there? Now again, if I say it again, he should just block him and turn him, the motion man go up inside for that guy, right? We pull the old guard for this guy, outside head position. There's a hole. Again, if he can get inside and block him and he can kick him out, I don't think we can get the force block. I don't think the wide receiver can block him. I think the wide receiver can block him though when they're in this defense, right? That defense. Now the tight end will block the man on him. This guy kicks out, whether he's in motion or not, we pull the old guard. That's big hole. Tackle bubble. Now we got three tight ends on the right. See this guy kind of influence him and turn out? See the big hole when he releases? The tackle helps the center. Picture, right? Here we go. He doesn't have to be there. If he's out, somebody will move up. Here comes a guy in motion. All right, here's a force man out here. Let's eliminate those two guys. So this guy releases and he blocks him, or vice versa. See the big hole? Now here'd be a case if he blocked down, it would be too constricted. We call it duo goes to power. Here now. Watch the tight end kind of influence the guy. It's all one play now. Now we got three tight ends in here now. Play that we just called power. You understand? We called power. If we called the original double team play, we double him. These two guys would double him, they'd pass block. But since we called power, we pulled the guard. On power, we still double for that guy, and I pull the guard for the back linebacker. I don't like pulling the guard up for the front backer. It's too crowded, even though he pulled all the way around here. Here's Dallas running just a power. They're blocking it like the counter. Remember against the Super Bowl, they were plays, and they made some yards. A tackle bubble now, and you call this play where he runs by him, or you block down, pull a tackle. Now the guy's down on the guard. Now pull the guard, double team these two, block down with him. So just assume the guy's coming in motion, you want to crack back and pull your tackle. All right, now, but when they're in a tackle bubble, are you with me? A tackle bubble, bring the guy, double team here, now pull the guard. Watch it. See this adjustment? Remember that first adjustment we talked about? Oh, they're not in a guard bubble. They're in a tackle bubble. So the guard would pull.